everybody, and welcome back to Riptide 2022 here at the Kalahari Resort. I am DRF, joined by Mizuno today, and we've got a little bit of a CCA Power Hour.
That's right. We are here representing the Collegiate Cephalopod Association, which is a grassroots organization trying to gather collegiate students all across the country and all across not just North America, but we're hoping worldwide as well.
Yeah, it's, fantastic organization. We'll be definitely talking about it throughout this set just to promote the scene, because we love scholastic esports and everything that it stands for. Getting some people through college, hopefully with, scholarships for some, and there's just so many career options there as well. So, and being able to drag Splatoon into that. Definitely a big goal, and we're just constantly growing, especially with Splatoon 3 out now.
Exactly. And before we talk about the CCA, we have some redemption games to take a look at. We are back. We are starting off with the Bouy Boomers versus 20PewPew. Now, these are two interesting teams with totally different history than what we've seen before. So let's talk about the first team, 20PewPew.
Yeah, 20PewPew. They have been around for quite some time, dating all the way back to 2018. Teams don't normally last this long.
No, sir.
But as you are all going to get to learn, if you aren't already familiar with 20PewPew, they are I guess for lack of a better term, a gimmick team.
You said it right. They are a quad bamboo gimmick team. That's their strat. They just run different variants of the Bamboozler, from MK1, 2, and the 3rd even. And that's essentially their gimmick. They've been around for so long because they've also been really successful with executing this crazy gimmick.
Yes, and they do note that one of their biggest achievements is managing to not disband despite all the various metas that we have gone through that completely counter their whole composition.
Right, exactly. And then on the total opposite spectrum, relative to a team that's actually kind of brand new, they just came together this past month as a payoff for Splatoon 2. We got the Bouy Boomers. I really like that name, honestly, because it has the alliteration and also funny boomers. I think that's a great name. But anyways, let's talk about this team. They're brand new. They have just been formed this past month just to play for Riptide.
Yeah, and they also have their own logo and everything too. So I'm surprised that especially since they don't recognize themselves as a full-formed team. Sometimes you kind of just put together any random logo, but they put in the effort here, and I've loved that they're really going to commit to this brand throughout the rest of Riptide.
Right, exactly, and they also have very different experiences too. One of their players, Maylil, was on a pickup team all the way back from Genesis 5, making top 12. Genesis is a name I haven't heard in a while.
Yeah, and I think Genesis 9 was just announced as well, so that's a long time.
Long ways away, and then other players have been on lower level teams such as the Tougher Puffers. And so one of the players is in their first tournament ever, made to top 8, which is very impressive. So we have a wide range of players here coming together as a group of friends to just come together and experience Riptide and just have a good time. And now they're in the redemption bracket, seeking a chance to make top 16 for tomorrow.
Yeah, and that top 16, just what everyone is fighting for right now, and only the top 2 from each of these groups in Redemption are going to make it to that stage and compete tomorrow. If you don't make it out of Redemption, you're done, and that's it. Your Riptide journey is over. So a lot at stake for these teams in Redemption, and there's a lot of pressure for sure.
Right, exactly. Now, we see the teams are preparing to ready up their land setups right now, heading into that PV. So let's take a look at the maps here. Since we're back into Splatoon 2 here at Riptide, we are seeing the oldies but the goodies, unfortunately. So I believe I saw round 1 to start is TC Anchovy. Oh boy, man, the choke points here. Once you get to that second checkpoint, once the ball gets rolling, it's going to be a hard time to come back from it.
Yeah, TC Ancho. It's definitely a pretty tricky map mode combo to maneuver around, because especially if you get wiped, the entire opposing team is going to rush up into that plat, and you're just going to be in major trouble. And it's really hard to recover, and you start letting the first and second checkpoint slip, eventually, it starts to tumble and it snowballs so easily. So you have to be really, really smart about that.
Right, exactly. A lot of team coordination to kind of push past that second checkpoint is going to be crucial here. And then let's also take a look at Rainmaker Black Belly, because that is just whenever I see that map mode combo, I can't just help but cringe, because it's one of those maps where Splatoon 3, right? You have the improvement of like having those checkpoints. Now that we're back into day one of Splatoon 2, we have the players having to adjust to having no checkpoints, and this game can go from 100 to 0 in just a matter of 30 seconds.
Exactly. So Black Belly Rainmaker definitely going to be a very interesting one, just because it is very, very fast paced.
Right, exactly. Also, an oldie but a goodie here, Clam Blitz Snapper. Oh, how many times are we going to see players falling into the water here? Let's start
At
making
least
bets.
one. It's an unfortunate staple, and it's going to be pretty interesting to see. So we'll have to kind of gauge that one out, see what people think on that one.
And then we also see a fan favorite amongst the general Splatoon competitive community was Splatzone's Mako Mart. I swear every map mode combo with Mako Mart appears in any tournament ever.
Yeah, so it's one of those that it is a fan favorite. I think most people are glad to see that move into Splatoon 3 as well. So, however, counter picks, when those eventually come in the late stages of the bracket in top 16, this is going to be one that we'll probably be seeing a lot as well. And also into Splatoon 3, we'll see how long it stays a fan favorite.
Right, exactly, because those little changes that Splatoon 3 makes, like we're still trying to find that out right now. So players kind of have to kind of revert back to this old mindset with Splatoon 2. It's going to be interesting for sure.
Ah, okay. So, yes, it looks like we were talking about the slightly wrong map list there, but that is all right. But because we still have a couple of the maps that we were talking about, Tower Control Ancho is going to still be here for game number 2. But we're going to go ahead and pivot here. Game number 1 is actually going to be on Splatzone's Starfish main stage. Mizuno, what do you take on that one?
Control of snipe is relatively key, especially if you have any backline players here. So I expect 20PewPew to be just narrowing in on that snipe. And there they are with those bamboo.
No!
Oh my god,
no
they have done it.
Way.
So we are having, ladies and gentlemen, you are not disillusioned here. We are seeing 8 bamboos here at Riptide 2022.
Oh, I've been waiting for the opportunity to commentate 20PewPew during my Splatoon career, and it is here, and it is already delivering with these 8 bamboozlers. Very quickly, though, we are going to be seeing 20PewPew get control. They are the bamboo experts, so they're coming out of the gate strong there as we see a nice trade between Seth and Wisdom.
Right, exactly. I mean, I was just so in shock with all these bamboos just bombarding the stage here, the map. I mean, this is just absolutely insane. We had like this bamboo 1v1 here happening on street as Ollie is pushing these bubbles here and trying to, take a 2v1 here.
And they are going to win that one out, and that's going to be 3 down on the side of the Bouy Boomers. 20PewPew in complete control here, sets the last one up, trying to keep the hopes alive for the Bouy Boomers, but they are going to go down, and that is a pretty delayed wipe there. 30 points remaining, though, for 20PewPew, as they are within striking distance of that knockout.
Right, these desync spawns here on the side of Bouy Boomers is going to be pretty devastating and really difficult to come back from. We have got 10 seconds left on the clock here, and we got to see players scrambling to get back in time. And is that going to happen? Not quite this time.
Yeah, in some ways, I feel like it is a little bit expected. You try to take the gimmick from the other team who made up this gimmick. So, they have had 4 years of practice playing Quad Bamboo, and you're going to go ahead and jump right into that one. But Seth, putting up 2KA at least for the Bouy Boomers there. So, getting a couple of picks despite a little bit of mismatch.
Right, exactly. But I think that was an incredibly amusing and joyous match. I think the players at 20PewPew appreciated the sentiment. I mean, it's just a fun moment where, you kind of come together to celebrate, this silly game that we play. And it was just a fun thing to see. Now the question is are the Bouy Boomers going to continue with this bamboo trend, or are they going to kind of shape up a bit and be like, all right, let's actually kind of play this set a little bit more seriously. Let's turn up the heat a little bit. Let's let this simmer now.
It really can go either way. Whether they just fully embrace this meme, I guess, for lack of a better term, or kind of start to pivot there, because I think if they continue to go with this quad bamboo, it's not going to be very pretty for them. So we'll kind of see what they want to do. And I mean, I don't know, we could be seeing some more fun comps coming out here, but I don't think they're going to quite convince 20PewPew to switch off of that quad bamboo.
Right, exactly. Not persuaded whatsoever. We are heading on to Game 2, TC Anchovy Games. Let's take a look at these loadouts. Let's see if the Bouy Boomers are going to commit to the gimmick here.
There's the quad bamboo as expected. And yeah, they're going to go ahead and double down on this. So they have not had enough bamboozler quite yet. And we are off. All teams spreading out, trying to get control of mid before collapsing in on that tower. Looks like quite a bit of purple paint down right in mid at this point.
Right, exactly. 20PewPew is incredibly aggressive with the bamboos, with how quickly they kind of just succinctly zoned in onto Fan. And now all of a sudden, Bouy Boomers are 3 down, relying on Seth here to defend Fan as jumps are coming in, and Seth being pushed back here, getting a great kill off of Wisdom. But sadly goes down to Kiki, and now the push is rolling for 20PewPew.
Yeah, it took them a little bit to get going there. They did go 2 down there to the Bouy Boomers, so I think Bouy Boomers should give themselves a little pat on the back for at least stifling that initial push there. And now that's going to be 2 down yet again for the Bouy Boomers as they are approaching the second checkpoint, and 20PewPew should find no issue with this one.
Right, I love Razzle's special usage there on Fan, stopping a kind of a random flank that came out of nowhere. Just didn't seem to frazzle them whatsoever. And all of a sudden, Bouy Boomers have a wipe. And with these desync spawns, with 20PewPew in their spawn, 10 points left, I don't think this is going to turn out very well.
Oh, but they did get 2 picks there, so if they get up on the tower before it reaches the knockout, they might be able to get a counter push going here. And then Wisdom is the last person standing for 20PewPew, but they're going to be able to take someone down with them. But that is a great recovery there from the Bouy Boomers. They did not get knocked out there on the first push like they did in that last game. Honestly, I think that's a win.
That I would take that as a W in my book, right? I mean, like I said, I thought that was game over. So massive props, because once you are in that last checkpoint, the checkpoint is just like butter. It just rolls right through. I mean, now with 2 points left for 20PewPew with a pretty secured push right there, we're going to have to see the Bouy Boomers try to come back from this, and it's going to take a lot of work and effort here.
It really is, as this push is not quite over. Like, they never let that tower reset to mid, but they do find themselves a couple of members down, so this push is going to slow down just a little bit as this tower reeling back towards mid.
I mean, you could see Ollie up on there, up of carpet, just kind of putting a lot of extra pressure. You kind of see this ring forming around Bouy Boomers. They're kind of just stuck in their spawn right now as the tower continues to roll back onto Bouy Boomers' side of the field.
And Oily tried to get all the way up into the spawn area of the Bouy Boomers, and that is going to be game. 20PewPew safely taking game number 2 here, but Bouy Boomers really made them fight for that one.
Right, it wasn't just a complete steamroll there. It was actually really impressive because again, like the tower is just like butter. Once you get down to those last few points, those single-digit numbers, and panic is happening, red alerts are happening, and they were able to keep their composure there for that moment, and it was incredibly impressive. Especially against, again, this very experienced gimmick team who they have seen it all at this point.
Yes, they know the ins and outs of the Bamboozler. So they know how to play against other Bamboozlers, presumably, as well as play the weapon itself. But credit to the Bouy Boomers where it's due for at least extending that for at least half the game there.
Right, exactly. Now, moving on to Game 3, Rainmaker Sturgeon. Now, this is a best-of-5 set, to remind you folks at home. So, for 20PewPew, they are riding on this momentum right now, and the Bouy Boomers down for the count. After, if they want to continue on to top 16 tomorrow, reverse sweep time.
Yes. So, once again, I think we're going to come back to this question. Which path are they taking here? Are they going to commit to the gimmick, or do we see them change it up? But if they played it for Game 1 and Game 2, you have to think that they're all in at this point. They're going to try to just have fun with this set. I think they saw the writing on the wall a little bit and said, let's have fun with this as best we can. So we're going to go all in. I think we have Octo Bamboo one more time.
Octo Bamboo one more time. I mean, honestly, it's just a joy to see and a little bit refreshing, I think. I mean, honestly, it's been pretty... I just got to say, like, it's just a joy to actually see some variety in this game, even if it is 8 bamboos in a row. I mean, for 3 games in a row, because again, the stale meta has kind of run its course here in Splatoon 2, and it's honestly refreshing.
Yeah, I guess variety in quotes there, because this really isn't variety, but it's variety compared to the meta.
And here we are, the Bouy Boomers standing their ground, bringing out the quad bamboos against the quad bamboo team. This is fantastic.
Oh, man. And it looks like 20PewPew is committed to all Mark IIs, I believe. So they are all going to be running missiles here.
Specificity. I like it. I mean, let's just run this missiles meta dry completely.
Oh, my apologies. I believe I had... did I have that reverse there? No, sorry. They have Burst Bomb Rush. My bad there. But they are going to go ahead and pick up this Rainmaker and start pushing this. Taking it to the right-hand side. It's going to be a little bit of a slow push for them to start, and they're going to actually shut down that Rainmaker push. The Bouy Boomers doing a fantastic job just taking it inch by inch here, just, slowing down 20PewPew where they are able to.
Right, 2 down on each side with desync spawns here. Seth is desperately trying to win this 1v1 before the Rainmaker pop happens, gets the trade, and now we're just going to be seeing this Rainmaker sit here as the players are trying to kind of, gauge each other and where they're going to stand right now.
Yeah, and I think Rainmaker is going to be the best opportunity for the Bouy Boomers here to make use of this gimmick, because it's definitely a little bit hard to have very aggressive pushes here, as the Bouy Boomers are going to get 3 down there on 20PewPew. Fantastic picks there, and this should open up a window of opportunity if they want to pick up this Rainmaker. They are going to do so and swing it to the left-hand side, hopefully trying to take that box there, but can they make that jump? No, that Toxic Mist coming in just in time, but they do get the lead for now.
I can understand going for that box jump, but it's so difficult when you have the bamboo disruptors in play, just completely slowing you down, putting your push into a grinding halt. Now we see, the flip side now. 20PewPew is preparing a push of their own. Ollie getting really aggressive here on the opponent's fan and preparing to move in. 2 down on the side of Bouy Boomers.
Oh, man. And now 20PewPew going to find themselves the lead here by merely 1 point. And with everybody but 1 person down, there is the delayed wipe. So the Bouy Boomers, I think, definitely lost the lead, but it's not quite over for them yet. They definitely kept the bleeding to a minimal there. And now they only have to score 2 more points than what they had previously.
Right, no lead is safe here in any Rainmaker map that you can think of here. So it's not like this is over for Bouy Boomers. They do go down here, but 3 down, 1 down on each side of the field here. There's still ample opportunity to get things going.
Yeah, it looks like they are going to back up just a little bit, though. They too have a notable numbers disadvantage there. 3 going down in staggered fashion, and 20PewPew now going to be picking up this Rainmaker. Jet trying to get 1 player that was trying to take the cut there, and it looks like they're going to try to stop this jump from the box, but not... I guess they stop it temporarily, but they're not going to get the pick quite yet, as Wisdom is getting a nice pick there with the Rainmaker, finally going to get shut down by J King.
That was incredibly stalling there by the side of the Bouy Boomers. I don't know how they were able to keep that going, especially after seeing the bomb rush happening on the side as well. 2 go down on the side of Bouy Boomers here, so we're just trying to hopefully move back the Rainmaker over to mid to take that mid advantage.
Yeah, and they are going to get the Rainmaker reset here, and with 2 down, but Oily going to make that even here. 2 down on either side. So Bouy Boomers, once again, trying to just keep control of mid. But right now, it's definitely a little bit of a struggle.
Right, this is a constant back and forth here, with each team exchanging 1 down, 2 down scenarios. So this is anybody's game at this point, but we have to be wary of the time here. We only got a minute left, and with Rainmaker, anything can happen.
Yeah, it can, but the Bouy Boomers are going to go 3 down here, and this is going to be a huge opportunity for 20PewPew. This, so far, with 1 minute remaining, has been one of the lowest scoring Rainmaker games that we have seen all weekend. And now we are going to finally see, I think, the first really notable push, hopefully out of 20PewPew, but they've only tacked on 1 more point to what they previously had, as J King once again going to find a Rainmaker there. So only adding 1 more point to the scoreboard. Bouy Boomers once again getting out of this one fantastically and going to set themselves up for 1 more solid push, hopefully.
Razzle from 20PewPew got far too ahead and just got in a major disadvantage by being all by themselves. It was a great punishment on the side of the Bouy Boomers. Now they're getting ready to push, and they're trying to feed this Rainmaker, trying to get those extra points, but they are stopped, grinded to a halt by Kiki, completely stopping the push, dashing their hopes temporarily as there's only 10 seconds left on the clock.
Seth hanging right around this Rainmaker. 20PewPew going to very smartly not pop this Rainmaker, but now they're running out of time here. They just need to stall this for a little longer, and they do. 20PewPew escaping in game number 3. Bouy Boomers put on a fantastic show, though, and so much credit for them to playing this gimmick along with 20PewPew.
I mean, this was an incredibly close game. You would have not expected that from a team that was down for the count. I thought this was just going to be a clean sweep from the side of 20PewPew, but the Bouy Boomers, you know, they had to fight for that last one there. It was fantastic.
They really did. I mean, like, honestly, a round of applause there for the Bouy Boomers for making that very competitive and putting together probably the lowest scoring Rainmaker game that we have seen.
Right. I mean, they just truly put on a show there, and that was incredibly joyous to see. So round of applause to Bouy Boomers. Take a bow. We appreciate you coming on. This was just simply fantastic.
Oh, man. Yeah, you're not going to see anything like that the rest of this weekend. I can almost assure it.